Hello, my name is Tracy Allen, and I want to welcome you to Cooking with Some Friends. Hello everyone and welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. My grandkids are coming over in a little while to decorate some cupcakes that I've got going. So I'm going to make something that we can all have for supper in the meantime while we're waiting before they start going crazy for the sugar on the cupcakes and the icing and the decorations and all that. So I am going to make a Rotel chicken pasta dish to put in the oven. So I'm starting with, this is super easy because my water's boiling to cook my pasta, and I have 1 pound of rotini that I'm going to cook and drain, and I'll use that here in a little bit. But the other thing that makes it super easy is I'm using prepackaged rotisserie chicken, and you could have made your own chicken, you could dice up your own chicken, whatever you want to do. Okay, I had to take a quick break. One of my sons stopped in to see me, and luckily I was at a point I could stop. So my butter is melted, and I want to take about 1/4 of an onion and saute that in that half a stick of butter. And I just want to saute that until it's tender. Get my pan up to speed again since I stopped. And once that onion is tender, I will go ahead and add my flour. And I have about 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour that I'm going to make a roux to make the sauce that goes over our rotini. The other things that you're going to need for this particular Rotel chicken pasta bake, you're going to need about 1 cup of chicken stock, 1/4 cup of milk, and I put actually a 1/2 cup in there because I might need a little more after I see what happens when I mix it. I have my spice blend ready. That is 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of brown mustard, 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and I have about 1 teaspoon of, oh yeah, can't think of the name of it. See, I just went blank. Isn't that funny? I have it right here. My Danos. Don't know why that just escaped me, but it's on my spice rack. So I have that mixture that I'll use. Then I have about 1 pound of Velveeta that I cubed up, a can of Rotel, my rotisserie chicken that I showed you, and then some shredded cheddar. So that's all that you're going to need for this particular dish. And I am preheating my oven to 350, and I've sprayed my 9x13 that this will bake in. Got all my cupcakes done, so they're ready for the grandkids. I was thinking just the other day about how much I enjoy cooking, first of all, but I have a lot of my followers that are just so loyal and so nice to make sure that they chime in, and I know, like, Miss Kay is always there for me. Janet, does a lot. I've got 2 ladies from our church that are so kind to me all the time, that always make comments about seeing me cook. My husband, of course, and my family. But it's just, I just can't express. I've got one lady that I've never even met her, but she is very loyal to make sure that she chimes in. So Jean, she lives in a town nearby us, but not where I've ever met her. And so anyway, I want to thank those people for liking almost all my videos and being very loyal to me, and I just appreciate that so much. Okay, so my onion is starting to get tender, so I'm going to add that flour to it and make a roux. You want to make sure you stir the flour in well and that you cook it for a minute or two, just so your sauce won't have that floury taste to it. Nice and bubbly. And then I'm going to stir in my beef or chicken broth that I have ready. This will start to thicken up pretty fast. Notice it's already starting to be pretty thick in places. So now I'm going to stir in half of this milk that I have available to me. Remember, I poured in extra. And I have turned my heat down quite a bit, so you don't want this to cook too fast or scorch, especially now that you have that milk in there. And instead of more milk, if you wanted to, you could just add a little bit more broth to this, chicken broth, either way, just so you thin it down if it gets too thick on you. Okay, my spice blend, I want to put that in. And then I'm going to put that cubed Velveeta in and let it start melting. And if your Velveeta is at room temperature, it really doesn't take it very long to melt if you've had it stored in the refrigerator, which I did. It'll take it a little bit longer. It's melting down pretty well, actually, so I'm going to go ahead and dump my Rotel. And I'm using just the original Rotel. You can actually use this, the hotter, if you like your macaroni and cheese type dishes a little spicier. But since the grandkids are coming, I didn't think that'd be a good idea. That's still melting, and take my rotisserie chicken and put it into my casserole. Do have a couple pieces that need to be broken up a little bit more. And this is the original. I don't like to get the lemon pepper, I think is what the other one is that our store carries, especially when I'm going to use it in a casserole. Don't want any huge chunks of it. It's one of those things when you buy it pre-shredded, they don't necessarily shred it up as fine as you would by yourself. this chicken skin there. That's my hands off. The cheese is almost all melted. And when I put this in the oven to bake, it only takes it about 15 or 20 minutes because almost everything in it is already cooked. So you're just waiting for it to get nice and bubbly. The cheese on top will melt that we're going to put on top of it. I'm going to add my pasta. Stir that in. So when you do this, you want to make sure you have a deep enough skillet that when you add this pasta, you still have room to stir it around. Smells wonderful. Kind of wish you could have that opportunity to smell things that we video. Okay, so I'm going to dump this over the chicken and then mix it all together. See if I can do it without burning myself. Chicken all mixed in. Again, I have that extra cup of milk, half cup of milk if I want it. I think this isn't quite thin enough, which I think I will add just a little bit of it. But you be the judge. You don't want to go too crazy because you don't want it to be soupy. And then I'm going to take about a cup of cheddar and put this over the top and then pop this in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. There we are. That is our Rotel rotini pasta. Thanks for joining us for this session of Cooking with Some Friends. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And find us on Facebook at Cooking with Some Friends.